This conference will now be
Conference will
recorded.
now be recorded.
Hi, good morning, guys. Good evening, also. Can you hear me?
Yes, Babu. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Guys, I just before starting that session, I just want to tell you that still I am facing the same issue in the configuration where if you can able to see that I'm not able to delete these items completely from my systems. So that's blocking me. But I just want to give a try if any one of you free actually for the configuration so that I can help you people. So you will get a practice that how you can able to configure from your system. Uh, Anyone is ready today? If not, tomorrow. I don't have any issue.
Better you'll have tomorrow, Babu. So today,
Yeah, we can have tomorrow. See,
yes, yes.
if anyone is ready, so that we can try. Because in the daytime, I'm not getting enough time to sit in front of that. Okay, that's the reason. So very sorry for that. We can try tomorrow. So if someone is sharing your system, so that I can guide you people to do the configuration.
Yeah,
And
tomorrow.
also,
So tomorrow will
what
be
I,
fine.
what I do means we can get the latest copy from the software AG. Again, if you see that, okay, people who want to register for the software AG, you can go and register. That I will show you that how we can able to register also. This is the software AG registration. You can go here. Okay, not found up. Right. This is the path. I have already the account for this one actually, software AG. Okay, I am the member of this software AG group. Okay, after that, what we need to do is we need to click here. Okay, so this is the place. This is just for your information only. Once you come here, you need to download here. It's a community version. Community version is nothing but it's a free version actually. Download here. At the time of downloading, it will asking you to log in that one. So once you log in, you can able to download that. So you can try, you can try like this also instead of my software, because I saw downloaded from here and then I uploaded to Google Drive. But again, I want to download the latest. I want to download again from today, so that if I see that is any latest version is missed out. So when you get the chance, you can go and log in yourself into this system. When in future, suppose if you get any doubt, or if you have any questions or anything, you can post your questions here. If you face any problems or anything, you can. So people can help you on that one also. I pasted the here. It is that okay. Is there any way I can able to paste this one? Just rename this. Venkat, can I attach any document here? Is it possible?
Yeah, just those three dots, right? Just I think could you please check there?
Yeah, three
Those
dots.
these three
Okay.
dots. Click on that three dots. Might be it will
Yeah,
show
I
any
just click
options.
on the three dots.
Do you not able to see that? What happened?
Yeah, I'm not able to see any update here. Okay, I can. Okay, I do one thing. I put it in this drive actually. I just uploaded the running nodes also into this drive. So I try to upload that the same running nodes into the drive every day. Maybe sometimes I may miss, but I make sure that I try to update the document every day. This way, I think we stopped yesterday. Okay, anyone is currently working on the natural Adabas out of you people?
Oh, I I'm not working, but I can have some source. So because like my current project has few natural programs. Just we are not doing any modification. Just we can look into the programs and understand the programs.
Okay, okay. Hopefully, this training will help you
Yeah,
to do
that's what.
the development also.
Yeah. The main thing I'm not
See,
understanding is the database concept, the Adabas. So I don't know, like I'm waiting for
okay,
that.
okay, fine. How to
Yeah,
connect
yeah.
the database from the nature and
Yes, yes.
how the data is
Yeah,
getting stored and all these things.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
In the
Definitely,
database.
we will see that part also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem. No, not a hurry. Just we can go one by
Do
one.
you do you use any utilities called peak or anything in your mainframe?
Which one? P normal? That's what that is. I
Peak.
got confused. No, no, not using.
Okay, fine. So
Yeah,
normally,
normally for the other DB2 and all those things, the BMC and all these things there. But I don't know
correct,
how
correct.
to view this DB2. So Adabas tables. That is the big
Uh,
question. So, yeah,
the main drawback of the Adabas is that we don't have any utility or tool to go and
right.
see the data in Adabas. Okay,
Yeah,
just like our QMF. Okay, in the DB2 we have the QMF and the SUFI, where you can able
yes,
to put the select query or update query. You can able to execute your SUFI or QMF. You can able to see the data in DB2. But whereas
right,
for the Adabas, unfortunately, we don't have any tool or utility to see the data from
right.
the database table. Okay, so there is only one tool is available that is called Peek actually, Peek, Peek.
Peak. Okay,
Okay,
peak. Okay.
yeah, that is the only one tool is available. Okay, But now I don't know whether it is about the 10 years back actually. By that time, there is only one tool is available. Only one
Mm-hmm.
project is using that tool actually. So
Okay.
Nissan is the only project which use that peak tool. Okay,
Peak
so
tool.
that maybe the in-house tool. I don't know by that time. So that is the only one team, one project which use that one. So where that is just like a Sufi or QMF, we can able to logging into the Adabas development or acceptance reason or UAT or anything. You can log in yourself. You can view the data. You can modify the data, or you can delete the data also. So it will show just like one Excel sheet. Okay, if you select the number of columns, suppose you have 100 columns are there, but only you want to display only 5 columns. You can select that each and every column, and you can click and enter. Only on your screen you can able to see that columns present. Okay, so that is the peak tool, unfortunately, which is not available in the market now.
Okay.
But I will show you that. Okay, in that particular case, suppose for your analysis purpose or for your testing purpose, there is a requirement maybe saying that you need to insert some data for your testing, or you may delete some rows from your file. That one we can able to see that part.
Sure.
I will tell you that how to write a new small ad hoc programs using using Adabas, how to fetch the data, how to see the data.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. See, all the people from the mainframe background. I think yes. So this is the
Yes.
only one part, read work file. Okay, this is the only one part which I am not able to show you the practically. So this is the only one part. Okay, but I will explain to you that how it will work. Read work file. Okay, because we are using the simulator, Windows version of the simulator, and I don't have the mainframe. Okay, because of that reason we cannot submit the what is it, input data set files or output data sets. Okay, so this is the only way apart from that we can try each and everything. So this is the part where we cannot show that one, but I will explain that how it will work. See, I don't want to give the false information, so that's why I'm before starting the session itself I'm telling that this is the only place where we don't have the feasibility to see the practical session. So that's why in the demo session also I told that 90% of the things we can able to work on the Windows version. Okay, 1 second. So read work file. Okay, so what is the meaning of work file means? Okay, so there are different ways that we pass the input to our programs actually. So out of that, one way of that passing the data into our program is nothing but input work file. Okay, input work file is nothing but in our JCL we have a program execution step will be there. In the execution step, we provide the input data set. So that is nothing but read work file. So here, normally in the COBOL terminology, we say that the input data set or output data set, something like that. But here, the terminology is different. That we call it as a work file. Okay, read work file, write work file. So read work file is nothing but that is the input data set, and the write work file is nothing but it's the output data set. Okay, so that is the only the terminology is different. Okay, but you can, okay, you can very well say that it's input data set or output data set. No one is not stopping. But normally, when it comes to that work file, it is say that like that. Okay, we see that why it is saying as a work file means in natural. Okay, how we are going to read the file means we don't have any file section, we don't have any session where you need to define a file, you need to define saying that in which access mode you are going to read the data, like access, right, the sequential mode or dynamic mode or update. update mode. We don't have any concept like that. We don't have anything in like that in the COBOL. If you want to read a input data set, I know that first we need to go there in the file section. We need to define a file. Okay, what is the mode of the access you are going to do that one, and you need to open a file. Then you need to start to read the data from the file using the your access mode. Okay, based on your access mode. So this all the blah 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 things coding will be there. So because of that, what happened is the length of the COBOL coding is little bit bigger. Okay, but whereas in our natural in the natural programming we don't have like don't have to do anything like that. Okay, what we need to do is we need to define a data. In the define a data you need to define a variables. Okay, suppose how it is defined means I will tell you. Notepad, notepad. Now I have a data set is there. Okay, the data set here. So the data set will have the data of one employee. Okay. So now first column is employee ID. Next is employee name, employee second name, employee mobile, employee pin code, something pin, MP address. Okay, employee salary. So these are the columns. I have that one in the within my data set. So you know that how the columns will be there, right? So examples is nothing but suppose 100. So this is my employee ID. Next name will come. Okay, after that name, the second name will come. Okay, after that my mobile number will come. Like 0000900 something like that. Mobile number will come, and pin code will come. Okay, and address will come. This is how the record will be in your data set. Okay, salary will be like this. Okay, this is the data set will be. Okay, that is the same format how it will be in the COBOL. Okay, how you can able to differentiate means based on the size. Suppose if I give that here the employee number as N6, that means that first six characters is going to be employee number, and next is nothing but based on that size how you can able to differentiate. That is what you can able to show differentiate. Only when it comes to that, suppose if it is a packed decimal. Only when it comes to the packed decimal only, the this one will be shown in the hexa format actually. So we need to give that a hexan and hexaf is there. We need to use the hexan and to see the data. So that is the same way how you can able to see in the COBOL also. Okay. By that time only we need to use the hexan or hexaf to see this data. At the same time, mostly whenever you are using the we have the concept of file ID, right? So file ID, where most of the DB2 people, COBOL DB2 people, where they use the file ID to see the data from that input data set or output data set, matching the COBOL copybook and everything. But and as far as I know, that file ID is not applicable for the natural also. Natural that idea, whatever we get, we cannot see that. Data in the structure how you can able to see your copybook and input data set in COBOL. We don't have that concept also. Further also can't be used. Okay, so we have to do it everything manually. Either you can download that your input data set into a notepad and you can try that one, or you can convert it as an Excel sheet. You can try that one. Otherwise, within the mainframe only, we have to try this one normally. So we don't have any file ID concept also within the natural and Adabas. Why means the file ID is not will not support the LDA concept. It will support only the copybook concept which is coming. Okay, normally the copybooks is defined in your COBOL, whereas the LDS are defined in the natural. So the LDS are not supported in the file ID. Because of that reason, we don't use that one. So this is how your input data set. Okay. So normally how your input data set will be, it will be defined like this. So now I need to read this input data set. Okay, we don't have, as I said, that we don't have any modes to read the data set. Okay, so only one thing is that we need to put this one in the as an input work file. Okay, in the JCR. Okay, in the JCR we need to define that. I will show you that sample JCR also. That is not a problem. The JCR. Okay, we have the step names will be there, and within the step name don't find any syntax errors here. I just typing that one. Okay, in the step name, okay, we define some step. Okay, and my executable program name is X is not working. This is EXEC. Okay, my keyboard X is not working. uh, it's a program. Okay, I just give one program one. Okay, in the program name, now I am going to give the input worksite. So we say that this is the, I'm just giving this one. Okay, in the DSM equal to, I'm going to give the dataset name. Okay, dataset. This is what you can able to give. Okay, so here your program name will come and your input over file is come. So this is the same pattern how you give in the COBOL also, the same pattern on it. So there is nothing difference when it comes to the JCS. Okay, only certain clients actually maybe different projects how it may miss. See here we are giving the step one. Okay, exec program name, and we are giving here we are giving the program name. Sometimes what will happen means, instead of giving here, what they will do means, okay, now I have the this one. So this is a out file, something like this. Okay, out file one and out file two, something like this. I completed now. Now after this, what will happen is they will use the login PID 10. Okay, what is this PID 10 means nothing but it's a library. So as I said that some of the projects, what they do means they use the library concept. Okay, they will have the, in the within the mainframe system, what they will do means they will segregate the programs. Okay, based on the library. Suppose one example is that when I was working in the Nissan, there's a, we have a different libraries are there. There's a something called PID 10, PID 45, PID 40, PID 49, like that is there. So mainly that we deals with the vehicles, we deals with the parts, and we deals with the pricing, we deals with the insurance of the parts and the pricing. Okay. So what happened means all the insurance programs will be in the PID 45. Okay, all the vehicle information, vehicle related information, or vehicle related invoicing, everything will be available in PID 10. Okay, all the parts related programs and functionality will be available in PID 11. So like that, what happened is within the natural system, what they will do is they segregated the different libraries. Okay, so because of the different libraries, what they will do is whenever they are writing a JCI, they need to give the logging into PID 10. Okay, that means that you are executing a program from the library called PID 10. Okay, after that, they will give the program name here. They will give the program name here. So whenever they are giving this login information and everything, these two columns is it is not required. Then there is something called fin. So fin is nothing but finish. Okay, this is how it will be. Okay, only this will be used only in the certain projects. It's not about all each and every project. Only certain projects it will use, but still they are following. Still I can see that most of the projects, some of the projects, most of the Nissan projects still in the production, if you see that the GSS will be like this only when it comes to executing any program, because they use the library concept. Okay, so this is how it will be. If not, okay, what we can also means in the step one, in the step one we give that exec, how we are giving the COBOL program name. Just like that we give the natural program name and we will execute that one. So input data set and output data set. Okay, So that is what the concept is, nothing but how we are going to read the input data set. So as I said that we don't have any other concept called defining the files and everything. So only one thing is that we have a statement called, first we need to define the IDA, okay, or the local variables which is required to read the data. Okay, in our example, suppose as I said that this is the data set. Okay, these are the columns present in the data set. So we need to define a one parent data in our program. Okay, once you would define that one parent table, if you see that in the example, I just define here in the example we define as a invoice. Okay, and this is the statement which you are going to use the read work file once. Okay, I will tell you that what is the one here. Okay, before that, read work file. So read work file means what will happen means whatever the input pass you are passing from the JCR. Okay, this is the data set. Suppose this is the data set you are passing from your JCR, then it will trigger here. Okay, the cursor will come here, so it will take that and it will read the data set. Okay, after that there is a something called invoice. So what is this invoice means? That is the applicable the related copy code actually. So whatever the copy code we have here, so all the columns are defined under the invoice. So the what I'm doing is I'm just reading this work file in this particular format which is we defined within our program. So all the data will be here. So if it is not mismatching, okay, if it is mismatching, as you people know that it will get failed. You can't see that type of failure in the compilation. You can able to see that type of failures in the runtime only, so it will get failed now. So this is the data which I am passing, and this is the type of data, define the data I'm using the data set here. Okay, so what is this one here? So what is this one will represent means it will represent the number of data sets which you are reading from the your JCR. Okay, I'm seeing here. If you see that here also I give that one actually. So what is that one means? This one and whatever I gave here one is matching actually. It should match. So what will happen is, suppose if you have the multiple data sets, you are trying to read the multiple data sets. What happened means in my case here, I have three data sets as input. Okay, now I'm giving input one, input two, input three. So now I have a three different data sets. Now how I am going to read within my program is nothing but read work file 01 or 02 or 03. Or you can able to give read work file 1 or 2 or 3. That is not a problem. 0 is an optional. Okay, you can give either 1 or 2 or 3, or you can give 01, 02 or 03 also. That is not a problem. So after that, you need to give the IDA name here. So this is nothing but you can able to see. This is a very common scenario. So even for the COBOL also, we pass the multiple input data set. Like that only, we pass the multiple input data set to our natural programming. So so the natural program has to understand that what is the sequence you are sending, what is the file number you are sending. So the file number is showing here. This one, two, three. Okay, one when you are trying to. So now what I have to do is now I'm giving like this. Read work file 01. I'm reading employee record. Okay. Next, read work file 02. I'm with student record. Read work file 03 invoice. Like this. Now what happened means I need to correspondingly I need to define the employee record. Okay, this assume that this is the employee record. I will define for you. Okay. So what happened means this is the employee record. This is the employee record. Okay, how I need to put means I need to put 01. Okay, then only to treat it as a parent one employee record. Under this one, each and every column will be 02. And another thing I want to tell you that okay, you might have seen that whoever is working on the natural environment, if you open a program, you can able to see that each and every variable, local variable, any variable, will start with a hash actually. Every program, most of the programs, okay. See, there's no representation of the hash actually. What they will do means it's like one of the program standard. What they will do means like this they will define here. This hash will come only for the local variables which you are defining in the your what is that your program actually. People who has the opportunity to go and see the natural program where you can able to see that one. Each and every local variable in front of each and every local variable you can able to see hash actually. So there's no meaning, there's no particular meaning for the hash actually. So only the hash will represent that this is just like the pattern which we are using from the long time actually. Even when I'm doing the coding, when I started my natural Adabas coding, I got the same node actually. So basically, I'm from the I started my career with COBOL DB2. Then I moved to natural Adabas where I got opportunity to convert the COBOL DB2 programs into natural Adabas. Okay, so why we need to convert the like this means we have the entire application is developed in the natural Adabas, but only in that application. Okay, we have almost a 7 to 8,000 programs are there. Out of that, we have the 90 programs which are developed on the COBOL DB2. Only 90 programs. What happened means the company and the client will feel that only to support those 90 programs, they want to have one support team, one support person, and one developer person. Okay, that is nothing but they need to have the different billing on the support person and the different billing on the development person to work on those 90 programs out of entire project. Okay, so what they told me is one fine day they decided to go migrate all the COBOL DB2 programs into the natural database program. So that's where I started my career. Actually, when I joined that project, I don't know what is natural database. My first question was that what is natural. I didn't even hear about that actually about that. So I started migrating the COBOL DB2 programs into natural database programs by that time, and the same vice versa. We have created the equivalent DB2 tables into Adabas tables, and we started to migrate the data also. So that's way. So by that time only I have seen that in the existing programs or everything, each and every column, each and every variable which is defined in the project is nothing but it starts with hash. So I asked that what is the representation of hash. So what they said means there is no representation of the hash actually. There is a one of the program standard which is using from the long time actually. If you go and see in the 1970s or 1980s also in the natural coding, where you can able to see that each and every column starts with a hash. Remember that only I'm talking about the local variables which you define in your program. It's not about the Adabas variables. Adabas columns we cannot put the hash. It will be different. Okay, only for the local variables which you are using within your program. That is
Yeah,
just one.
actually, yeah, I have since I supposed to ask that question because yeah, so that means like so user view that is like database variables, right? So for the database variables, we are not
We are
using the
not supposed
hash.
to use that. Yeah,
Yes,
we are
yes,
not
yes,
supposed to use
exactly.
that because what happened
That is
means
okay.
when you are using that Adabas tables, if you give the hash, so your program will not identify that what is that column actually. So your program will identify that is as a local variable. It will not identify as a your Adabas variable because the column which you are putting in your program it should be same as how it is defined in your Adabas.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I will give you an example. Okay, suppose okay, just not diverting. I just take on 5 minutes. Suppose now I have defined one Adabas table. Okay, Adabas table is employee Adabas table. Okay, this is my table. Okay, in that one I have a different columns are there. Employee record. So I will give another different names. What employee record, employee first name, uh, last name, employee base salary, employee net salary. Okay, this is my Adabas table. I have defined these columns in my table. Okay, when I'm using this Adabas table in my program, suppose now I am writing one program one. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to create a one view. Okay, so I create a one view called employee view of this employee table. Okay, this is my table name. It should not be space actually. It should be like this. Assume that this is my table. Okay, view of this table. So yes, so what is this one? So this is the logical table and this is the physical table within your program. Okay, I'm just talking about your program. When it comes to your program, okay. So what is the table we are going to see? Only employee view. So this is the actual Adabas table name. This is the actual Adabas table name. Okay. Once you define that, okay, we need to give the columns here. So I'm giving that employee record. The size should match actually. Okay, employee record. Next is employee first name. Like this, I need to give. Okay, this is how we need to define them. Suppose here, if I giving the hash, can you see that this is my table and this is my program? Okay. Now can you see that what is the difference between this? Can your program will identify that these columns are belongs to this your database table? If you give the hash in front of them, no, it will not identify because this it will go on your compiler. Okay, will go on not your compiler. Your execute at the time of execution time, your program will go and see that okay, you have created a view on this particular table. Okay, Uh, this will go to that view. Okay, this go to the table. After it goes to the table, then it will check that okay, where is this hash employee record? It will not present because we have defined the table column as a EMP record, not a hash as a EMP record. Okay, then what it will do miss? It will throw the error saying that this record is not found. The table or in the view. Okay, so in that case, only for the Adabas columns we are not supposed to use the hash. We have to use how the columns has been defined in our table. The same pattern you have to use here. We are not supposed to change anything. Okay, now whatever I am talking about is that see if you see that here employee record is the nothing but it's a user defined data actually. If you see that this is user defined. Who is the user? I am the programmer, I am the user. So what I am doing is I am defining the local variables. All these are local variables or temporary variables to read my input data set or output data set or to do some manipulation or coding. So we do all these things. Okay, only for that purpose we are using this one. Now you got that difference. Hello.
Yes, Babu. So
Yeah.
just to differentiate the working variables in that specific program, just we have to give it the hash and the records like record not column names which we get from the table, natural database table. Those we have to give same name what is existing for the database table
Yes.
in the local
What is
variables.
present in the Adabas table?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Okay, that is
Got it.
what. So that is actually most of the programmers is following as a that is as a one standard actually for all the local variables they will give the hash actually. If you don't give the hash also that is not a problem. So that's why the hash is coming. Okay, so no one should not get the doubt. That's why I clarified that. Okay, now when it comes to the read work file, okay, now the concept is read work file. Now for the employee record, I have created here. Okay, and just like that, another student record also, we need to create one student record. Student record. Then I have one invoice record. So here, so now what happened means, suppose whatever we are giving here based on our sample J's here, that means that here the first data set will represent the employee data set, and the second data set will represent for the related to student, and the third data set which will represent to related to invoice information, and we are reading the same work file. In case, okay, suppose this is a negative scenario. In case, as a programmer, what I am doing is by mistake I'm doing here, okay, I mismatch the definition in the case here. Okay, instead of giving the one, I give the two. Instead of giving the two, I gave the one. But still, in your program, what you are doing is you assume that you have given the correct data set representation here, and you are starting to read that. By the time, what happened is your program will get failed at the runtime, not on the compile time. So compile, you don't know that what the representation you do. Only compile will check the your syntax errors or program type of errors. That's it. You only at the runtime what it will do means it will go on looking into the 01 record or employee record and you define the employee record in this way. Okay, it will go and see that how the data will be represented here and it will start to read the data. It will not directly through any error. It will start reading the data, okay, in the same format. In the same, this is the format. In the same format, when you put the right statement, where you can able to see that employee data will have the student records. Okay, so you cannot identify such type of runtime errors. Because of that reason, you have to be very mindful by giving the numbers here. Work file 1, work file 2, work file 3. Here work file input data set 1, input data set 2, input data set 3. Only when it comes to the output you might see that different value, then only okay you can understand that okay sometimes somewhere something might have happened, then you need to go back and read all the I mean complete all your program again. In that time only you can able to identify that error. Otherwise by seeing that one you never identify that. So this is the work file concept. Okay, we might have the work file and as I said that in the nature, each and every time when you open here something, when we need to close that one. What happened means now I have started the read work file. You need to give a end work. This is how you need to give. So now what happened means I have started my read work file one and I completed one. So in between, so you need to give whatever the coding, whatever the condition you want to do. You just do that. You process it and you can do that one. So this is a read work file concept. Okay. So we can have a multiple work files in the which is representing in your JCI based on this number. Okay. The same way you have to define your program and you can be able to use that one. So but only one thing is that by using the multiple work file, we need to be very mindful about the numbers which you are giving, the sequence and the numbers which you are giving. So this is very important, guys, which I cannot able to show the practically also. So you did you understand this concept, or any confusion or any doubt? Okay. You don't worry about that what is in this examples, what is inside this one. Okay, so this is inside this one is a different one. Okay. This is a different one. You need to see the syntax here. So if you see that this is the example which I am giving here. Okay, right work. This is the right work file actually. We see that right work file also. Now read work file is completed. Since you people don't have any questions or any doubts, which I'm going to the next concept called right work file. What is the meaning of right worker try? Okay, so for we want to pass the data from our natural programming into the further steps or further JCS. Okay, so subsequent steps will be there, subsequent JCS will be there. Oh, sorry guys. So what is that? Yeah. So you want to download that data set, or you want to do the FTP of the output. You it may be a different reasons will be there. Or you want to pass that information to your report programming or anything. And there are multiple things will be there. So in this case, based on the input dataset, we need to create an output dataset also. So how the output dataset will be get created, how you are going to write the data into, how you put the data into the output dataset is nothing but using the statement called write work file. So just take our read workflow. Okay, in the read workflow, what we are doing is we are just using that particular data set for reading purpose. Now what I am doing is this particular statement is used over to write the data into the your data set. You might have that different data sets will be there as an input. You get that employee record, student record, and invoice record. All together, you do some manipulation, you do some logic and everything. You might have get that some finite data will be there. So the final data you want to put it the final data set you want to put the data into a data set, and you want to create a one data set, whether it may be GDG data set or VSAM data set, or it's a normal data set also, whatever it may be. So this is the only statement we can able to use that one, right work file. So how it will work means, right work file means the same way. What I'm doing is I'm just creating this one of the record here in my program. I just created my program. Okay, within the program, what will happen is, now what I will do is I will pass some data. Okay, how I will pass the data means, What I'm doing is I'm just, so can you identify that what is the problem here in this whatever I typed here? There is one problem. What is the problem here? So yesterday we discussed about the assigning. Assigning is nothing but movement. Okay,
Yes,
moving from
yes.
the data. So here I just give the equal actually. So it should supposed to be colon and
Colon
equal.
equal to. Yes,
So
yes.
this is how you need to assign the value into that one instead of move. Okay, I'm using the assign actually assign statement. So now what happened means in my program I have defined one record, and I pass the data into my record. So I'm just passing the manually the data here. It is not supposed to be like this. It is supposed to be the process wise. Okay. Here I'm just doing the hard coding of some input data values. Okay. But it is supposed to be in the process wise. Okay, how you can able to move from your input data set reading the data from the your Adabas table and you are writing into the your work file. It may be in the different scenarios will be there, but this is one of the scenario. What I'm doing is for showing you the one example. I'm just creating one data set. Once you creating the data set, what I'm doing is I'm just moving some data randomly, some moving the data into that one. Then what I will do is I'll just write work file. Again, the 0102 concept will come here. 02 or 03 concept will be here. And what is the record here? EMP record. You need to give the EMP record. So what is that means? Okay. So here, as I said, that 010203, which represents that what is the data set number. Okay. What is whether it is the output data set one, output data set two, output data set three. It will represent that way. Is nothing but here. If you see that here output work file 1, output work file 2. Okay, here that is nothing but this is the work file 1 and this is the work file 2. So we have to use the same type of number here also, whether it is a 01, 02 or 03. See, it can be like suppose in the JCA if you mention as a 01, you have to give 01 here. If you mention as a 1, you can just give 1 like this. Okay, so the number should be matched again here. So you have to be very mindful that whenever you are giving a numbering into the data set, you have to be very mindful about those numbers, and when you are reading the data or when you are writing the data like that. So this is one of the example. Okay, another example, if you see that I have the same, I define the same thing. Okay, what happened is instead of that I define one Adabas column here. 01 my Adabas I just uh, just 2 minutes, guys. sorry guys. So here what I will do means I just define one view. Okay, one variable is here in your program. uh, Remember that we have that procedure division in COBOL actually. So in the procedure division only, we, we write all the coding actually, all the equivalent coding will be in the procedure division. So the same way, but we don't have any procedure division. The actual logic of your code will start of the end defined. So end defined is nothing but you define all the variables okay in your program, okay, and the definition is completed. That is the meaning of the end defined. After the immediately after the end defined, you can able to start your programming language. So when you start like that, automatically your what is that the compiler will understand that okay, this person so and so person is completed his definition here and he started his coding here, because we don't have any what is the division concept like procedure division or work division or some data division. We don't have anything like that. So immediately you can able to start here. So what I'm doing is, now here what I did means I just hard coded the value instead of hard coding the value. Now what I will do is I move, this is the employee table. Okay, so how you can able to represent means employee view dot this is the record. So this is how your view names will get represented. So this is the view name and this is the column name which you define in under the your view name. So here this is the view name and this is the column. Okay, to this one. Now what happened? Now what I will do is, now I will do the right work file. Do you want? What is the my this one? This is the. So in my previous example, what I did means I have outcoded the values, and I am just writing into my data set. In this particular example, what I did means I have taken the data columns from the Adabas table, and I am just moving into my local variables, and I am writing here. Okay, so this is another example like that. So there may be different what is that scenarios will be there. Just I've shown the only two scenarios. Okay, there may be a different scenarios will be there where you can able to write the data set in the multiple ways. Multiple ways means multiple records you need to. Multiple records is nothing but here. So your data will be like this. Okay, now whatever I show hard coded, I shown that only one record only it is there. Suppose I want to write the multiple records. How we are going to do the multiple records? So how that looping will happen means if you come here, okay. Now I'm just reading, just moving from here to here. So, but before that moving, so first we need to start, taking the data from your Adabas table. Okay, for that one, what will happen is we have that read statement or find statement are there in the Adabas table, which we will see in the after that. Okay, first I need to put the read statement or find statement on the Adabas table, and where condition. You put the where condition, some employee number equal to some 100 or something like that. You put that one and you read all the data, okay, and you move the data into here. Then what you need to miss, you just need to give the end read. Okay, so when I give the end read, what happened means, so in the natural system, this is one of the looping actually. Read work file and the write work file, or read data set or write data set, These are the looping statements actually. Okay, in the when it comes to the read is equal to our select statement in the Adabas actually. So that it will go as a looping. Okay, suppose if the 100 records are coming, means it will this particular statement will call. I am talking about this particular read and this empty read. Suppose employee number equal to 1000. Example, you have the thousand members are there with the same employee number. What happened is this particular process, this particular move will happen for 1000 times. Only when it comes to read. When it comes to read, it will happen 1000 times. Okay, suppose we have 10 members, it will happen that 10 times. That okay, that is the iteration. So that is the looping will happen automatically in that one. So once that isn't, once the move is happened, then we need to write that one. When we are writing that one, okay, so now I put the write statement outside the read statement. Is it correct? So what will happen if I put outside the read statement here?
Only
Anyone
one
can
last record will be right.
only last card will be written. Okay, now what I
Yeah,
need to
just
do is I need to put this one inside the
after
read
the
state.
before.
Okay, before the end record. Okay, now what happened is whatever the data which you are reading here. Okay, so each and every time you are writing into your data set, then it will come to end read. Then again it will go to the read, and it will do the iterations of 1000 times. Okay, don't ask that the employee number is a unique number. Why the 1000 times? Or just for example, I'm explaining that. Okay, so that is the how we can able to do the multiple iterations from the multiple records. We get it from the Adabas table and we put it in the right work file. So now what happened is all the 1000 records will be written into your employee table. Okay, so the same thing in your COBOL program. Okay, whenever you're writing the data set into that one, okay, you start to do the initialization actually. So what will happen in the initialization? So it will reset. It will initialize the all the variables which you define in your copybook for the output writing purpose. So the same equivalent also we have the reset statement actually. I see there are two different types of resets are there, but I'm just showing only one reset here. So what I will do means before writing into here, I will reset the this particular employee record. So what happened means whatever the junk value or whatever the unnecessary data which is there, it will become a reset, and your employee record will have the nothing. Okay, it will reset. If it is alphanumeric, it will reset with as a space. If it is a numeric value, it will reset as a 0. So now I reset the data. Once I reset the data, I will write the data into your table. So sorry, your work file. So that is how your data will be. So the same way as I said that based on this number, okay, we are going to see in the in JCL, okay, output for output 51, output 52, output 53. Based on this number, we need to give the assign the equivalent number for the data set. So again, I say that we need to be mindful by giving the output dataset numbers here. So we do some human mistakes, or that will happen, but at the end of the day, so the output is the matter actually. So we have to be very make sure that we have to give the proper numbering here for writing a data or reading the data. So got it, guys? So we can able to see the reset. We have different types of resets are there. Okay, we will see the reset. What will happen in the reset? There is another type of resets are there. We can see that in the coming session how the resets will be there and everything. Any questions, guys? Okay. System variables, what we do means we start from tomorrow. We have a different system variables are there, so I will cover each and every system variables and how it will work, because I don't want to start now and break it now. So we will see that one. But what is the system variables and what is the system functions means I will tell you that. Okay, normally in how in our COBOL we have that accept. Uh, there are system variables, right? System defined variables will be there in COBOL also. I remember only that accept, okay, and low value, high value, something like that. So those are the system variables where you cannot use those variables as a your local variables. You cannot define them as a your local variables at the time of you are writing a code. Right, that we have the same type of concept is there in the natural also. We have a different types of system variables are there. Okay, so each and every system variables we represent, which we give the different values actually. How we have a COBOL, we have low hyphen data and high and hyphen data to get the high value or low value. Like that, we have that different things are there. Okay, so there is something called system variables and functions. What is the functions is nothing but our function keys. Okay, in our mainframe, if you're working on a CICS, we can able to see that function keys are there. F3 back, F4 means update, F5 means store, F7 means page down, F8 means page up, something like that. You might have defined your function keys in your CICS online scheme. Like that's the same way what we can able to do is we can able to define our own function keys at the time of writing our online programming. We can able to move, we can able to define that one. So that is nothing but functions actually. So the functions is nothing but our function keys, and these are the some of these system variables which we see that. So each and every system variable will give the some of the output is there. Suppose if I want to know that what would be the value of star pf key. So each and every system variable is starts with star actually. So there are multiple system variables are there. So we will discuss in detail about each and every system variable tomorrow. We complete that one, and also tomorrow, as discussed, just I want to nominate one of you people from tomorrow to do the configuration.
Sure, Mahesh.
We can try tomorrow. Okay, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day. Yes, Naisima.
No, no, man.
Is that okay? I mean, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
clear.
okay,
I'm
yeah, okay.
not star anything.
Okay.
Any feedback? Guys, you can give me any feedback actually. You can give the word feedback to me. If you think that I'm faster, I'm not uh, clarifying, I'm not giving the brief about the topic or anything, just to let me know so that maybe I can reduce the speed and anything, and each and
Uh,
every time.
Baba, I will do one thing. Meanwhile, by tomorrow or next week,
Hmm.
just I will. I may not copy the existing code what we have. So, but
Hmm.
just I will try to replicate that in a note, some WordPad or
Notepad.
somewhere. Yeah, yeah. Just I will show that. Just could you, if you explain that, then that will be easy for me. And that's a real-time program. So for other people
Yeah, yeah,
also
we
can
can
know.
do that one. Yeah, we can spend
Yes,
some time. Okay, you try
yes,
to
yes.
bring that code. Okay, so
Yeah,
each and
yeah.
every statement, I will go through that each and every statement,
Yes,
and I
yes,
will
yes.
explain that each and every statement what it will do in that program. Actually, I can
Sure,
explain that
sure,
one. You can
sure.
bring that one. Yeah. It's not necessary that tomorrow only someone has to nominate to install that software. I just giving that one. So if someone is nominating yourself, so that we can spend some half an hour time, so that we can configure. You will get your confidence that how it can be working in your system, and you can start do some small examples also. Okay.
Yes,
So anything openly you can able to give the feedback to me. Then no issue, guys. I'm also just like you guys only.
sure, Baba.
Yeah. So thank you guys. For some of the people, good night. Bye guys.
Bye, bye.